At the start of me and Charlie doing these sort of video catch-ups at the end of the week, we decided that we was going to have a little bit of a challenge. When will we get a duplicate winner? I said week 4, you said week 5. Somehow, despite the fact that that looked an odds-on certainty, we have managed to be wrong.
Yeah, well, with Luke Littler not winning in the first 4 weeks, it kind of set it up because once I realised that it was the UK Open the day after the Premier League, I knew instantly that Luke Littler was going to win. I knew he would treat it as really important practice and a confidence boost going into the weekend of the UK Open. So I can't remember what my prediction was last week, but if I'd kind of remembered that it was the UK Open directly after, he would have gone on and won the tournament, and he did. He's done it, and I think we'll see him kick on. I don't think he's going to absolutely clean up, but he's got that first win. He's got the pressure of it gone, and I think you will just see him rise, rise, and rise now. But wow, Johnny Clayton again. How good was he again? He's just so consistent.
There was questions about him as well, wasn't there? Certainly, because the one thing I love doing is getting a vibe for things and seeing what people think. And the second Johnny Clayton was included, I mean, the full eyes was on Stephen Bunting, but the secondary factor was Johnny Clayton. That's where people started to look. And we spoke about this throughout these podcasts that the good thing about Johnny Clayton is he doesn't see the Premier League as being that what we see it as, what the fans see it as, what every player does. To him, it's just a hobby, and it comes through so well. And I think he just enjoys every single week of the program. I mean, especially in Cardiff, he's going to get a good response and a good reaction being in front of his home crowd. But I'm starting to get to that point now where. After 1 week, okay. After 2 weeks, okay. After 3, we're buying in. We're now going into week 6. Do we have to now start saying Johnny Clayton OT?
Yeah, 100%. I've said it now. Again, if we do see it for a bit longer, he's just so good in that opening game. And if you win, we've said it and said it and said it. If you win them opening games, you'll get to the O2, and he's doing that, and he's going a step further on some nights. So I cannot see him dropping out of that top 4 at all. I don't think it'll be close. I will even go as far as saying he could end up top in the group phase, the league phase. So, yeah, he's going to be up there for me. I think so disappointed with Josh Rock. One of my favourite players. Again, not many people question mark Josh Rock, did they?
Mm.
It was Johnny Clayton, it was Stephen Bunting. The question marks weren't really raised against Josh Rock, and yeah, it's disappointing. Is it him versus Stephen Bunting? I think potentially next week. I think so. He's got to see that as a chance. And that's nothing against Stephen Bunting, but if there's anyone you would want to play, for me, it would be Stephen Bunting.
I think you're spot on in a lot of things when you merge them all together here. UK Open being on this weekend, great opportunity for Josh Rock to get some wins under his belt and get some confidence going.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. This reminds me very much of some other runs we've seen in the past. My mind goes back to Kim Huybrechts. Kim Huybrechts, when he played in the Premier League, played very well, but he didn't get wins. Josh Rock's not playing bad. He's had a 9 darter. He had 100 plus average against Luke Littler this week. He's pushing it close. He's just not getting wins.
Yeah.
And that can also be quite damaging to a player. I mean, we've seen it in the past as well. The flip side of this, I mean, my mind goes to the likes of Mark Webster. When he was playing in the Premier League, he was a rightful pick at the time, didn't quite get the results of which the performance warranted. And then when you go back to the normal tour again, when you haven't got those wins, you're kind of searching for them. So it'll be interesting to see which way Josh Rock goes. I still believe Josh Rock is in the big 4 moving forward, but that brings up questions as well. Because I said at the start of these pods, I'm going to be saying it throughout. I've got a big 4 now in darts: Josh Rock, Jan van Veen, Luke Humphries, and Luke Littler. But if that's going to be the big 4, the problem we've got is I don't see that being the top 4 now in the Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, for instance, we'd seen Jan van Veen go out in quite early. Well, not quite early, but earlier than we probably expected in the UK Open. He did face a very good Rob Cross.
Mm.
I can't remember his average. It might have been 101 or something like that from Jan van Veen. Absolutely fantastic at times. And again, his Premier League campaign's going very well. And I do see him being in your big top four in throughout darts. Will he make it in the Premier League into top four? Not sure. Johnny Clayton, he might just surprise us. He just needs to do it on the floor and at the big tournaments because he's doing it in the Premier League. So,
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going
yep,
to do it because we have these chats every week. And every week, I'm like you, where when we bring up a player and we're running through the mill and we're going through them all, and we go, Johnny Clay, can't see him not being there. Go impress, can't see him not being there. And we go through it, but people have to miss out.
yeah,
I want one name from you from this list of people: Jan
yeah.
van Veen, Gerwin Price, Johnny Clayton, Luke Humphries. Because I'm going to say Luke Littler's in. Luke Littler will get there. I'm almost certain of that. Which one of those four potentially misses out?
Against every bone in my body, I'm going to say Luke Humphries.
I thought you was going to say that.
Yeah, it's real. You know, before a dart had been thrown, if you asked me that question, obviously it probably would have lent towards Johnny Clayton, and then it would have been Jan van Veen. But I don't know. Just Luke Humphries seems to play well, but not pick up the wins. Which that is really concerning in this Premier League format when you've got people like Johnny Clayton getting a win every week. He's not been winless yet, Johnny Clayton. So you've got to think he's got to be up there. Price again, got to be in there, and you cannot see a world ever where Luke Littler doesn't get in. He's gone on and won a night out of nowhere. Well, it's not even out of nowhere, is it? Really, I suppose it is with the Premier League, but we all know what he's capable of, and I don't think anyone's doubted him. Don't think he's rocked anyone. I think he said he was still the favourites with the bookies. So I think everyone's on the same page that Luke Littler will be in there. But yeah, it's not looking good for some of the favourites. I definitely think, I know I might even be wrong with this, but I definitely think Michael van Gerwen will miss out. I definitely think Josh Rock is going to miss out. Stephen Bunting. So I think them three are definitely going to miss out. And like I say, it's probably going to be between Jan van Veen and Luke Humphries. But for me, if I had to make the prediction now, it would be Luke Humphries.
So I'm going to ask the viewers the same question, guys, in the comment section. Give me one name from that list. If you don't think anyone's going to, if you think it's going to be Luke Littler that misses out, tell me
That's not
or get through. Let's know. Let us know in the comments on that specific question. And also, got another question for you now.
okay. I love the questions.
Oh, they're great. They're good thought
Makes you
provoking.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we both got it wrong in regards to the first duplicate winner.
Yeah.
Remembering the three players now that haven't won are Luke Humphries, Jan van Veen, Josh Rock. Do we get our first duplicate winner on week 6, or is it one of those three players picking their first weekly title? The
Oh,
odds now suggest you're with the people on the duplicate because we've got more players, we've got
yeah.
more opportunity. However, Luke Humphries and Van Veen not being in there.
With him going out, Jan van Veen at the UK Open, a bit more rest than some of the other players. I'd like to say that we're not going to see a duplicate winner. We're going to see. I'm not saying who because I don't have a clue. Josh Rock could get into the semi-final by beating Bunting and do what Bunting does, not get a win and then go on and win the night. That would be quite a story, and then that would leave us with Luke Humphries and Jan van Veen. But yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm going to say we're not going to get a duplicate winner in week 6, which I'm going to be there by the way. So I'm looking forward to that.
You've got the world number 2 and the world number 3. A guy has reached 2 Premier League finals already in the pot of people and that's not even like Josh Rock. We can discount him at our peril
Yeah.
because I mean look at Stephen Bunting. Didn't do it, bang wins a night, and
Yeah.
I think Josh Rock's got that same capability of doing
Of
exactly
course
that.
he has. Of course he has. Especially with an easier opening game. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, you're going to be in the papers now, aren't you? They're going to be all over you. Like easier opening game headline. There we go. You've just cracked that. But it's interesting. So you've referred to Stephen Bunting as that easier opening game. Is it all or nothing for Stephen Bunting? Because he either goes that first round or he's won it. That's the story we've got so far.
It's not Stephen Bunting's not an easy game. I will clear that up. But I'm just thinking from players definitely do think about the level of their opposition, and like Luke Humphries argument's sake, has not been doing very well against Jan van Veen. So you have matchups like that, and I'm sure Josh Rock will be seeing this as a big opportunity for him. You know, it's like the Littler game, he averages over 100, still doesn't win. So he must be targeting like, this is where I need to pick up points. If I don't pick up points, you know, I'm probably done for at this point. So, yeah, and with Stephen, like I say, he's a fantastic player. He's not playing bad darts. He's definitely playing better darts than Josh Rock is in the Premier League, to be honest. If he beats Josh Rock, could he go on and win another night? Who knows?
Who wins that game for you, Bunting or Josh Rock?
I'll be honest, I absolutely love Stephen Bunting, but I would like Josh Rock to win, just so the pack's not breaking away too much, and we see something from. I want him to get wins. I don't want to see anyone on no wins. So just based on that, I want Josh Rock to win. What about you?
For the story of the Premier League and for how competitive it's been, I think it'd be good to see everybody with wins. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But if you was to open Charlie bet,
yeah.
who are you making favourite?
Josh Rock, just.
Rock favourite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because Stephen Bunting, like you say, it's been all or nothing. He's only really got it's not only really. He has only got wins on one night, so
Yeah.
he's had what four nights with no wins. So yeah, it's not. I know Josh Rock's had no wins at all, but yeah, that's what I'm going with. What about you guys in the comments? Who do you think's going to win in the Stephen Bunting versus Josh Rock match at week 6 in Nottingham?
Got one more point to bring up here. Luke Littler.
Yeah.
A week ago, we was on here and we spoke about the potential kryptonite in Luke Littler's game. Now, one of the things that I like about Luke Littler, and one of the things that happens well within his game, is whenever there is a question posed of him, he normally has the answer. And he
Oh
has
yeah.
the answer very, very quickly. And we posed that question about, is the crowd be against him? We saw what happened at Ali Pali. We see what happens in Germany. We've seen it not work for him. How better way to answer that question within the same week than whopping in 111 average against Gerwyn Price in Cardiff?
Yeah.
It's as
Yeah.
if, like, any question that is posed of him, he has to instantly squash. And he absolutely answered that one very quickly. That actually, I like the crowd with me, but it's not essential. I
Yeah.
don't mind getting dirty.
Yeah. Like you say, he answers every question, and he just doesn't show any weakness. Yeah, you can't think, right, I'm going to do this to Luke Littler. I'm going to try and slow him down. That doesn't work. Going to try and go at his pace. That doesn't work. Just nothing's really good enough. Unless he's got a night where it's not that important, unless you're absolutely incredible, I don't think you've got a chance, to be honest, against him. If he wants to win, I think he wins. It's down to that. I think the only time that I've seen him really struggle, where someone was properly better than him on a long, was the Winmore Masters. Not this year, last year when Johnny Clayton knocked him out, and he was really frustrated. Like he really didn't want to lose that game. The rest of them, I think, are games that he's not actually been that bothered that he's lost, because it hasn't meant too much. He's probably won most of the other games. I can't really remember what happened at the European Championships. I think I missed that one. Obviously, he didn't win that. Yeah, Jan van Veen one. But I think every other major since then he's probably picked up. So
How many times is that name Johnny Clayton going to come up?
yeah,
Especially with Littler. Like,
yeah,
it's coming up a lot. So we've got one more name, one more question, and this is
yeah,
the big one. Let's see if we can get something right.
yeah,
The winner of the Premier League Week 6, for me, Luke Littler. I think he goes back to back.
yeah.
Where you going?
Luke Humphries.
While we're going on the Luke Derby.
Yes, I'm only going Luke Humphries, and I still do, and if he doesn't, I don't think he'll make the top 4. I know there's still a long way to go, but if he doesn't win, I think he'll be falling too far behind.
Mm.
To be honest, I think that's what I'm going with.
So for the third and final time, guys, in the comments section, you've got a lot of replying to do this week. We want to know who wins Week 6. We'll be having a look, see who gets it right.
See you next week.